am I here with today?
Ken Ricci.
And what is your company?
Flexxjet.
We're going to give them the blueprint right here on how to build a million and billion dollar company today.
Sure.
So can we make that happen?
There's only three ways to make money. You only leverage people, you leverage time, or you leverage money.
I want to challenge you all. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you both ever had. What's the greatest piece of advice that you've received throughout your career?
You're gonna love this one.
Oh no.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And let me ask you this. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
You know, I would say my dad's quotes was great. He said, don't sweat the small things, and everything is small.
Number 1.
All right, you guys, so we are right now outside of the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel. And the reason why we're here is because we got invited to the Legend of Aviation Awards. And apparently this show hosts more billionaires than just about any event in the entire world. And we got invited to do interviews here. Now, the problem is billionaires are not going to stop and talk to me on the red carpet if I'm wearing a damn Hollister sweater. So it's time to go back, put the suit on, come back out here, lock in, and interview some billionaires. So let's make it happen. All right, you guys, so as you can see, man, we changed up the style a little bit. I'm in this suit because look, if I'm gonna try to interview billionaires that are all in tuxedos, man, I gotta accommodate to their style and their wardrobe. So we're about to head in right now to the Beverly Hills Hilton to go meet some billionaires and some of the richest people out here in Beverly Hills, you guys. Come on. All right, you guys, look, so right behind me is Ken Ricci. Okay, he is the private jet billionaire. I think he's like the CEO or founder of Flexxjet. Okay, guy became a multi-billionaire, so we're gonna try and hold approach him and see if he'll do an interview with us. Come on. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
question for you. I started a channel at the University of Texas when I was 20 years old, grew it to 20 million followers, and I've interviewed 39 billionaires in the last 4 years, like Mark Cuban, Michael Rubin,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Could I get just 1 minute with you real quick for
Of
my
course,
channel?
yeah.
So who am I here with today?
Ken Ricci.
And what is your company?
Flexxjet. We do fractional ownership of about 370 planes and about 5,000 employees worldwide.
How old were you when you became a billionaire?
About 7-8 years ago.
7-8 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of a nebulous. It's not like a line in this. There's not a line of demarcation.
Among yourself and the most highly successful people you know, your network of billionaire friends, what do they all have in common?
Passion for sure. But I would also say many of my very successful friends are fanatical about detail. Fanatical attention to detail, right? Just paying attention, knowing the little things that make a big move.
What was your turning point to financial freedom? Was there a moment early on in your life that told you I wanted to kind of go out there and create an empire?
You know when you're rich? When you have 25 times your annual spend. So if you live on $1,000 a year, you're rich at 25,000. People say, well, I want 10 million, I want 12 million. That's the wrong idea. The right idea is how much does it take for you to live the life you want to live? And some people, it's $100,000. Some people, it's $10 million. Well, if it takes you $10 million to enjoy your lifestyle, then you need $250 million. So it's more of a function of how you live and not a function of what you have.
You have a very interesting philosophy on wealth in terms of your being open about it with your family, which is maybe controversial to some people. Can you explain that philosophy for my viewers?
Well, sure. I mean, number one is that I often say when kids are growing up, we've been taught to talk about sex and not money. But the analogy is, the answer is money's much more important. Making sure your kids know how to be stewards of what they have. And the other thing is, if you talk about trust, right? You talk about good advice. One of the most interesting pieces of advice I got was from President Clinton. I was his pilot for 1.5 years when he was running for president. And he used to start a conversation. He would say something like, I don't know you very well, but you know, I sleep way too long. And he would say to me, when you meet someone, if you start a conversation by displaying one of your faults, you're telling people you trust them. So if I tell you, I ate too many French fries, right? I didn't have to tell you that, but you say, Ken trusted me, and he mentioned that to me. So now when you go to your kids and you want to create trust with them, you have to tell them secrets. You have to open up yourself. If you're going to create trust with your children, they have to know the secrets. So financial is one of the huge secrets.
How old are you now?
69.
My last question, 69? You
Oh,
look
stop.
amazing. You look amazing. All right, my last question for you. Ken, if me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
The key to success is empathy. Think about others. Think about your employees. Think about your family. Get up every day being empathetic and sympathetic for those around you.
People remember how you make them feel.
Exactly.
You gotta
yeah,
make
they
it
don't
right.
remember your name, but they remember how they felt.
Thank you so much for your time.
Well, it's
I
a
really
pleasure. Thank
appreciate
you for
that,
what you're
man.
doing.
Great.
Very well needed,
I
and
really
you're doing a
appreciate
great
that.
job.
I connect with all the billionaires I interview. Could I get your contact?
Absolutely.
Number 2.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, is this your Ferrari?
Yeah.
How did you get rich, man? What did you do to get a Ferrari?
I know you do.
How'd you get rich, man?
Private equity. Well, Wall Street guy, yeah.
How long were you in the money business?
36 years.
Over these 36 years, what was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
On paper, $1.6 billion maybe.
1.6 billion?
Yeah, well, I took a company public that I owned half of, and it first opened at like 3.3 billion, 3.5 billion or so.
Can I interview you for a minute? I interview billionaires all over the world to help the younger generation.
Sure, for sure. Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
I got one rule for all my interviews. There's no holding back. We're going to give them the blueprint blueprint right here on how to build a million and billion dollar company in today's
Sure.
world. Can we make that happen?
There's only 3 ways to make money. You only leverage people, you leverage time, or you leverage money, right? That's the only way to make money. You have to do one of those 3, right? Like, let's say you're a lawyer and you work for somebody else, you're selling your time, you're not gonna get rich, you'll be comfortable. You leverage people by becoming a lawyer and then starting a law firm. Now you're making money on all the people that are working for you, so you're leveraging time and money, right?
Ooh, that's game
And-
right there.
Yeah,
You know
you're
that.
right,
That's
and
game.
there you go.
So you can't get rich working for anybody else.
I cannot, I'm unemployable. No one will hire me.
Why?
Because I'm a lunatic. Like, who would want?
Are you crazy?
I'm crazy, yeah. And you couldn't pay me what I'd want to get paid. And then if you leverage, I'll give you an example. I think I'm meeting one of my analysts right here, Jason. He works for me. I leverage him. So Jason, what's up, brother? So here
We are at Vegas. Come on.
this is Vegas. So he is a total professional gambler, the best blackjack player ever. But when I started my hedge fund again 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, about 7.
So he's a mathematical genius. I'm not. So I leverage people by hiring good people that have a different skill set and then put them to work and let them do their thing.
You've made a ton of money throughout your career, but
Yeah.
are you happy today?
Oh, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my whole life.
How old are you?
I'm 56.
And you're really happy?
Yeah, I've been married to the same woman for 22 years. I have 4 kids.
How long have you been faithful?
Well, that's funny you say that. When I married her, I told her, this is a really interesting story. I said, I can't be faithful. And she's like, what the hell? I go, I can't be. But if you're with me on the journey, we can do everything together. But ultimately, over time, I just dug her so much, and she's such a great human being that I became massively only thinking about her. And so I'm completely faithful, which is crazy, but
And you're the happiest you've ever been.
the happiest I've ever been.
Have you ever been broke before?
Oh my God, dude. I literally had to borrow, when I was married to my wife with 4 kids, had to borrow $200 from my mom, was $13 million in debt, had no money, and paid it all back.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
So when you were negative $13 million in debt, what were you telling yourself?
I was
13
depressed, and I have a mentor named Steve Caspi, who's one of the richest developers in New York City, and he stuck with me even when I lost the money he gave me, and he made it all back tenfold. But you need to have people that you can network with. I read a book when I was young called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and people don't read it today, but if they read it, they understand that you can network with people that, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but you got to put yourself in a position to understand what others would do that have made it and get the best advice, even if they're not around. Read about it. I do a ton of reading. I read so many books, people would just, their head would spin, but I probably consume 50 books a year.
Do you actually?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What is your number one book recommendation for anybody in business?
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Road Less Traveled, which is a psychological book by M. Scott Peck. If you're not God-fearing, like I'm a God-fearing guy.
Do you believe in God?
Oh, for sure I do. I absolutely know that God exists.
How? How do you know that?
Because I effectively believe that everything that's put in front of you is for a reason, and you have to learn how to pay attention to the reason. So I don't believe in God in the sense of organized religion. I believe that there's some greater scheme for you, and you're getting the message the whole time, but are you really paying attention to it? Are you really being honest with what you're being told? My failures have only led to my success. Those failures happened for a reason, and if you look at it that way, it's easier to deal with. But I completely believe in God.
How old are you now?
56.
If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
Oh, wow. You ask good questions. You want to go as fast as you can, but you also want to take your time. None of these things you see like on the social network and all these things where the person started in their dorm room and suddenly they were a billionaire, that doesn't exist. It's not real.
It's a long game.
It's Hollywood. I've been doing this literally 36 years, since I was 20. I think all my failures were lessons that I was doing it wrong and I needed to pay attention. But I never quit. That's one thing I'll tell you is, my wife will say this, I never give up. Never. Never, never. You're going to have to kill me. And then even then, I have a legacy. I have kids.
I love that, man. You got amazing advice, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, and I connect with all the millionaires and billionaires that interview. Could I get your contact?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
that
Yeah,
cool?
absolutely, yeah.
Number 3.
Excuse me, guys. Question for you. Who's the richest person here? Who's the richest person here?
I mean, have you heard of PepsiCo?
Pepsi, like the soda company?
Yeah, we may or may not have sold our company to them for $2 billion.
You sold a company for $2 billion?
Yeah, no big deal.
So you guys are business partners.
Business partners, life partners. We've been married 12 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I go all over the world interviewing billionaires to help the younger generation. Can I get a minute with you for the channel real quick?
Yeah, but quick because we have to head out.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
So you guys are married.
We are, yes, and partners, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, 12 years, 3 kids, 3 boys. It's insane.
What is your one non-negotiable as business partners that keeps the marriage together? You see a lot of couples maybe going to business together and it kind of ends it. What's the principle you guys have at the foundation of your relationship?
I think it's trust.
Trust.
If you don't trust one another to do what they say they're going to do, and if you don't show up and do the things that you say you're going to do, like, it doesn't happen.
You also have to have a common goal. Purpose is really big in business and in life. We sold our company. We have all sorts of money to do whatever we want, but freedom doesn't equal purpose. So I think even even though we sold our company, we're not done. We're not going to retire.
You're not going to retire?
No.
So even though you had that $2 billion exit, you guys are going to keep on building companies.
I mean, we can't play golf all day.
My golf game sucks. And I think we think about it like we're not retired. We're in this phase of like preferment. We get to work with who we want, on what we want, and when we want to do it. It's like a total freedom and a total unlock. It's amazing.
Have you guys ever been broke before?
Yeah, we were broke in the beginning. There was this one amazing moment where we were like 6 months into the business. We just had our first kid, started the business, just moved to Dallas from working on the road in our previous careers. And I didn't know how we were going to afford our mortgage. I never told her this at the time, but honestly, our mortgage was due. And literally like a day before the mortgage was due, I got a check in the mail. It was a refund from the government. They basically gave us a tax refund because we had a kid that we didn't claim as a dependent. And they said, hey, listen, you're too broke. You need to claim this as a dependent. We're going to give you some money back. And it was almost to the penny of what our mortgage was. And it was like this amazing unlock to say like God is paving the way for us. And this was a sign for us to keep going.
It was by any means necessary. You were going to make it happen.
100%. I think one of the most important things is everybody wants what people can't have or what people don't have. But the question is are you willing to do what others won't do to get it? I don't think a lot of people will. Like people want balance in their life, but to be an entrepreneur and have the things that others can't get, like there's no balance.
I want to challenge you all. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you both ever had. What's the greatest piece of advice that you've received throughout your career?
You're gonna love this one.
Oh no.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what it takes to build and scale a business. There's gonna be a lot of uncomfortable moments. Don't shy away from those uncomfortable moments. Really lean into them, because as she said, that's where growth happens. Sometimes you can get really embarrassed in those moments because you don't know what you're doing. You feel like you're in over your head, but just get comfortable with the fact that things are going to be uncomfortable along the way and just make it happen anyways.
How old are you all today?
I'm 38.
39.
39?
Yeah.
So you're a little bit older.
A little bit older. A little bit older, a little bit wiser.
Hey, way wiser.
So let me ask y'all this. If me and if the three of us died tomorrow and you could leave one more message with the younger generation, leave one more message with your children right here, what would that be?
Well, I think it was Steve Jobs that said this, like this world was created by people no smarter than you and I. And so if you have a dream, like you're smart enough, you're capable enough, like just put in the work and go get it.
Embarrassment is the most underexplored emotion when it comes to success. You have to go out there and make a fool of yourself, because once you make a fool of yourself, then comes refinement, then comes clarity, then comes confidence. A lot of people ask, why are you so confident, Allison? I was not always this confident. I embarrassed myself repeatedly until I learned and gained confidence. So go make a fool of yourself.
You guys have amazing advice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
This was
for
fun,
your
man.
time.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. And I connect with all the billionaires that I interview. Can I get you guys' contact?
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 4.
All right, you guys, look, as you can see, man, we just got to the private jet airport right here. We're gonna be going in and we're gonna be going right out to the man's jet. He apparently, I guess, landed from Utah a couple minutes ago, man. So any second now, we're gonna be meeting up with him, you guys. Come on. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
Nice to meet you,
Oh,
man. Super happy to be out here, man. We just got in from Utah.
Yeah.
How was the flight?
It was great. It was easy. Just came in. We had a house in Park City, but
Sure.
home base Dallas here.
How long have you been flying private for?
Oh man, my last commercial flight ever was, I remember this, was 2018 coming from France to Dallas. We just left Monaco Grand Prix.
8 years? 8 years?
Yeah, 8 years. And I kept on telling my wife, I said, hey, last commercial flight ever, hopefully. We had just bought a plane, we were redoing it. And so now we've had a few planes and we're on our latest one right now.
Is it true that you make more money flying private as well because you kind of step into that frequency?
Man, I don't know if I could ever really say that. I
Yeah.
think it's a luxury item that, hey, you just got to say this is what it's going to cost and it is what it is. But you can never, ever make more time, right? Time's your most
100%.
precious commodity you could ever have.
Yeah.
And so in some ways, it's a time machine. And so you really can save a lot of time.
Oh, hey, we got to go check out the jet
Let's
right
do
now,
it.
man.
Let's
go
do it.
check it out. Hey, this is crazy right here. You understand that, right, man? We got to see this right here, man.
This is fun, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Everybody who gets planes, I mean, the planes are so expensive, but they typically paint them white with 2 stripes.
100%.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Can we not do something cool?
Yeah, man. What was the
Rolls
inspiration
Royce.
behind the camo, man?
So I had my last one was a black camo, and
Okay.
I did Lamborghini purple underneath.
Yeah.
This one we did a Rolls Royce Tipis gray with 3 different shades, and then we did paint to sample mint Porsche underneath it.
Wow.
So it's something kind of fun and different.
Man. This is crazy
Yeah.
right here, man. This is dope.
When we head up.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Wow. This is crazy right here, man.
Thanks,
How,
buddy.
how often are you flying these days?
You know, we're flying about 300 hours.
And is that for business, for projects?
It's mainly personal. Yeah, we're going to start doing a little bit more business with it, but most of it's personal because we travel a lot.
Yeah.
We've got 4 kiddos. We got bigs and littles, and so the 2 little ones travel a lot with us because the bigs are kind of in high school.
Yeah.
But we're trying to give them like this eclectic learning and kind of this real world environment.
Yeah.
And so this is the tool that allows us to do it.
Yeah. Now, listen, I got one rule for all of my interviews. There's no holding back. We're going to give them the blueprint on what it really takes
Yeah.
to build a multi-million dollar, billion-dollar company in today's world. Can we make that happen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we get into some questions, so could we have a quick little tour of the jet?
Sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah. We did something kind of different. We did a lot of soft in here. So a little bit more softer panels that kind of make it quieter and cozy.
Yeah.
And then we did this like matte wood.
So you're very attentive to the detail.
Yeah, I love this stuff. So I'm a car guy.
Yeah.
And so this is a car on steroids to me.
100%. How much money was this jet that you paid for?
New these things are 50 million, but I bought this used, and then I put about 5 million on interior and paint.
All in all, what did you pay for?
Probably about 20.
Let's check out
Cool.
the rest of this right here.
We can go straight to France, about 9.5 hours.
Are you serious?
Mykonos in about 11.
That's crazy, man. Wait, man. Hey, let's get into some
Let's do
questions
it.
real quick. Let's do it. Who am I here with today?
Ben Pogue.
Yeah. And what line of business are you in? How did you make your billions, my man?
Well, I don't know if it's billions, but my main company was a construction company that I was second gen. It was my dad's company. I took it over in 09, then bought the company in 16. And then I've got several other business ventures, but those are the two primary.
Construction's a very competitive business to be in. There's hundreds down in the South alone.
Yeah.
How did you stand out from competition?
Man, we really went all in on people and culture. It was something that's not, I don't think, usual, especially for construction, but for a lot of companies. And what we decided a long time ago is like, hey, we're going to set our core values. We're going to stick with those. And we're going to be people focused in everything we do. I feel like every company in the world is in the people business and the service business. It's just whether they know it or not.
Hey, they say that people will take you places that money can't.
All day.
So relationships are important.
Very important, but I also think people want to know that you care for them. And it's okay to have high expectations, and it's okay to really push the envelope, but they have to know that you're going to be there for them. They have to know that you care. And I think if they know that, they'll run through walls for you.
100%. I'm going to challenge you right now. I want you to take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What is the greatest piece of advice you've received throughout your career?
Man, there's so many of them. One of my favorite quotes is, are we playing not to lose, or are we playing to win? Like, we're in this to play to win, right? And so I think for me, that was just an attitude. Like, we're not going to do the standard things that people tell you to do. We're not going to go and just check a box. We're going to be different. We're going to be a game changer. We're going to be a trailblazer.
People operate on defense, man. You got to attack.
It drives me nuts. One of the worst regrets in life would be waking up 10 years from today and saying, man, what if I would have? I would hate that. If you look at investment advice, a lot of people will say, hey, we're going to have a diversified portfolio. I get it. Like, if you're checking boxes, I get it. Safety. But if you look at the wealthiest people in the world, they had a very consolidated portfolio. They went all in on just one or two things, and they worked really well.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
About 200 million.
That's personal.
And that was personal. The company does about $1.5 billion in volume, but I've got other things too that I do.
$1.5 billion?
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thanks, man.
What did you have to sacrifice to build a billion-dollar company?
There's not a lot of people that are willing to see your success. So sometimes friends, relationships, sometimes even family, it becomes challenging.
Did you lose family and friends on the way?
I did. I lost family and friends along the way, and I still love them to death, but I'm just not as close as I wish I could be with them. But I also have learned who's a safe place for me, who's cheering for me. It's a great quote I love is, those people who are with you through the thick and thin, those people who are rooting for you no matter what, that's called family. The other ones are called blood.
Wow. And there's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
That's right.
What was the lowest point in your career?
So, man, 2012, unexpectedly, my wife filed for divorce. I had a 4-year-old and 2-year-old. Hardest time by far in my entire life.
What did you learn about marrying the right woman? You hear often you have to be very careful with the one that you marry. Any advice that you can shed on that to the younger generation of entrepreneurs?
I think that's a fantastic question. Matter of fact, I think that's probably one of the most important decisions you'll ever make on this planet is who you marry, because that person will dictate what your life looks like going forward. And so for me, if you're looking at like, hey, what would I suggest? Obviously, there's got to be chemistry. Obviously, there's got to be attraction, but you want someone who is kind, selfless, and easy. Like that, give me that all day. Let's go have fun, have a blast, but someone who cares enough that they're going to put their stuff aside and let you do what you need to do, and vice versa. Someone who's all in, and biggest component is a faith component. If you have a faith component in your life, you've got to be equally yoked. It will never work if you don't.
How did you know God was real?
I knew God was real when he showed up when I was in a garage apartment while I was going through a divorce. There was a song by Hillsong that came on, and it says, all I need is you, Lord. And I realized in that moment that at the time I didn't even need the wife that I loved. I didn't even need the kids that I loved and couldn't see as much, because all I needed was him. He showed up and met me right where I was, and that was for me rock bottom. And I know to this day, no matter what I go through, he's always going to be there. That's when God became my God.
How old are you now?
I'm 45.
And let me ask you this. If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
I would say my dad's quotes was great. He said, don't sweat the small things, and everything is small. So we get all worked up about all this stuff. And at the end of the day, we can only control today. And I'll would also say this is like, don't ever put a limit on God's dreams for your life. I think that's powerful. And I believe it's like Proverbs 16. It says, let your plans be known to the Lord, and then he will establish them. And how often am I like, hey, here's my plans, let's go do it. Genie in a bottle, make it happen. How often do I do that? And God's like, that's cute. I got a better idea, because his plan's bigger and he knows way more of the outcome. He also knows the desires of our hearts.
Man, can I tell you something? You got amazing advice, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for your time,
it,
and I appreciate you, man. And I got to ask you, every week I host live calls with the billionaires I interview in my audience where they mentor them. Would you do a live call and mentor some people?
Absolutely.
Is that cool?
Yeah, love to.